Hello everyone, my name is Richard Vigorelli and I'm your guide for everything Chinese medicine. And it's all set up so us Westerners can understand. Now, I want to talk to something that might be a hair on the gross side. I want to talk about poop. Yes, poop. Why poop? Because everything comes back to poop. That's why. See, not being able to eliminate waste from the body is extremely bad. And if it sits in there too long, you can get sick, maybe even die. So, we actually have quite a few herbs that treat constipation in Chinese medicine. One of my favorites, and also one of the most spectacular effects of it, is a herb called Da Huang. It means the big yellow thingy. It's actually a root. It is the root of rhubarb. What this does is it just makes it really important for your body to get rid of whatever is in the colon. It also is very, very good at getting rid of things like heat and way too much blood in an area. So depending on what we mix it with will depend on what it does. Now here's the interesting thing about Da Huang. Not only is it cold and makes you poop a lot, but the longer you cook it, the milder the effect. So if you were to go out, and I do not advise this, just take a nice bite of Da Huang, you'll be pooping for a while very, very quickly. The longer you cook it, again, the more of a pronounced, well, actually the less of a pronounced effect that it's going to have on getting stuff out of you. In fact, if you cook it more than 30 minutes, it will actually stop you up, which could be useful for diarrhea. So, there's that one. Now, it's got a friend named Meng Xiao. Meng Xiao is actually a salt. It's called mirabolite. And what that does, because water likes salty things, is the water in your body goes towards the salt, and it happens to love to lodge itself in the large intestine, so it moistens the poop and it slides out nicely. So, another one that a lot of people like to use when they are really constipated because it's herbal and natural is a thing called senna leaves. Senna leaves is an herb. It is called fansha, I believe. And it's habit forming. Once you start using it, it's difficult to stop because your body's like, cool, I don't have to make this stuff anymore. Awesome. I've actually treated patients that were using senna leaves every single day so that they could have a bowel movement. I do not, under any circumstances, advise that. In fact, when we dose this, we give you maybe a gram of it in a formula of 50 grams. So it's not much. A little dab will do you. And we only want to have the person on that for at most a week, maybe two if we have to, and then we switch to something else. Another fantastic herb that we have that probably quite a few people use and will be using because we're moving into summertime is aloe vera. Yeah, typically we use it for radiation burns, you know, from the sun. Your skin gets red and you have a really hard time having things touch it because, well, it hurts. Now the aloe vera, also known as lu hui, is really, really good at regenerating skin cells and getting rid of that sun fire toxin stuff. When you take it internally, however, and you don't need much, you need about 1, maybe 2 grams per day, it creates a nice laxative effect, almost as effective as X-Lax. That being said, tastes horrible. It's one of my least favorite herbs, but very effective. So, we also have another one. It's called Heja Ma. This is black sesame. Now, one of the things you'll find in herbalism is any seed is very, very good at making you go poop, with a couple of exceptions. 2, actually, and their astringents, we'll worry about it later. So what Hejima does is it's also a yin tonic. So when you take Hejima, we're making the assumption that you have a yin deficiency, and therefore you do not have enough lubrication to get the stuff out of you. Okay? Now there's another seed that is very, very common. It's called Homaren. This is actually cannabis seeds, and before you ask, no, they do not grow anything because they have been treated, required by federal law, and no, you do not get a nice happy effect out of them. Sorry, guys. That being said, very, very effective at getting you to have a bowel movement. So why is that important? Well, having a bowel movement, you need to have one at least once a day. And you want it to be a nice, long, firm piece of poop that doesn't break up in water. And you also don't want it to be runny. That's very bad. Okay? Now, if you haven't gone poop in 3, 4, 5, 14 days, that's a problem. That's when I would give you some of these herbs. Not just, I'm feeling a little stopped up, a little bloated. No. You probably have chi stagnation, or you probably have some kind of dampness accumulation in the belly, and everything else is actually probably fine. So, those are some herbs for you for getting rid of poop and constipation, all of that. Again, please don't take herbs unless you know what they do, and please don't take herbs unless they have been prescribed by somebody like me that knows what they're doing. Please. You can actually damage yourself if you don't know what you're doing. It's pretty easy. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, please feel free to hit that big red subscribe button below. If you've got any questions for me, please feel free to contact me directly via my website at vigintmed.com. That stands for Vigorelli Integrated Medicine. Or you can leave a comment down below, and I will be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. So, I'll be back next time with something else. But until then, you take care and stay healthy.